अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनं शलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम ह्रीं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। So we are back here after many years of no Guru Purnima because of the blessed COVID. We were not enjoying, but the viruses were enjoying. When somebody suffers, somebody else. This is the way of the world. So Guru and Purnima. 2 words. Anybody here called Purnima? No. Lest you think I'm talking about you. So, first let's look at Purnima. You know what is Purnima, right? What is that? Full moon. And everybody loves looking at the full moon. It's beautiful, lovely. Stimulates your mind. Well, it also stimulates the emotion of love. Many people fall in love in the full moon. It's better to fall in love with the full moon than with somebody else. Anyway, so when you say full moon, it means the moon in all its glory. So therefore, all Guru Purnimas of all the great teachers, Vyasa Purnima, Buddha Purnima, everything is celebrated on a full moon, where the moon appears in all its glory. So how do we do it? I think all of us are in some way yogis, whether you believe it or not. We might be sometimes slightly rogis, or we could be bhogis, but I think generally, otherwise you won't come here. Something about being yogis, at least trying to be yogis. So for us, Purnima means not just the outside full moon, but opening our mind, freeing it of all defects, keeping it clear and open and full. So for us, Purnima would mean Purna. So to shift the mind from its limited state to the unlimited state is Purnima for us. And whoever helps in that is a Guru. Could be anybody. It need not necessarily be me. Anyone who helps us to see our limitations, break through the limitations and move forward to greater expansion of mind, and finally, of course, nirvana or kaivalya or moksha, which is a long shot, of course. But anyone who even helps us to open our minds and take us to higher levels, you can consider in some way your Guru. So we are celebrating the Purnima of all the teachers who help us to move forward. Sometimes the greatest teachers are found at home. The best teacher for your ego would be either the husband or the wife. So worship. I'm not saying morning you should get up and put flowers on their feet. I'm only saying that the best way to check your ego, if you ask people outside, you might be putting up an image. At home she knows what you are, right? Or he knows. So therefore, they are also Gurus. Little children, they are also Gurus. You will find that these little children with their innocent hearts, sometimes they do things and say things which we in our complicated mode of thinking can't even grasp. So these little kids are also gurus. How? They are these little Unni Krishnans, little Krishnas, lying on the peepal leaf. You've seen those very popular picture of a little Krishna lying on the peepal leaf, trying to suck his toe. Don't try to suck your toe. Before you reach there, you get a catch. But I don't know, our yoga students might do it. We have no idea. Maybe they have become supple. So, this movement from limited to the unlimited, and the one who helps us to move. What are you doing here? I thought you were sitting in Switzerland or somewhere. Anyway, doesn't matter. So, this movement from the limited mind to the unlimited is what we celebrate in Guru Purnima. And whichever teacher helps us to move forward, here there are no cults that you should move only through this or that. Whoever helps us, even ordinary people, sometimes are better gurus than those who have the paraphernalia of gurus. I had one paraphernalia, I cut it off recently. Now this is what I want to tell you. It was nice, I know, but this is also nice. This is 72, you should slowly look towards sannyas. So, what I wanted to say, while you should follow, understand and practice the teachings of the Guru, you need not imitate the Guru. I saw today I came and I was surprised, many people have cut off their hair. Used to look very nice. And then suddenly they come with short hair. I think they must have seen my YouTube, which is not a good idea. Well, you can imitate some things, but you cannot imitate other things. You see a person sitting in front of you. You don't form a definition for this person, for God's sake. You will find it hard to define, but it's just somebody speaking through this form. So, outward imitation, I must tell you a story. What if I had a long beard? You will grow a long beard. Poor ladies, they can't do it. Leave the men. So, once a great teacher was walking on the street with about 10 of his disciples. So, he was walking through a small street, and in that street, am I clear? You can hear me? Not audible. No, I can't turn that side. Audible. Who is working with audible now? If you do like this, they'll think you are saying less. Do like this. I'll fall if I wish I mastered levitation. Okay. Now okay? Now? Good. I like that. People should say what they feel. Don't keep it in your mind because you'll get BP. So, what I was trying to say, So this great teacher was walking on the street with 10 disciples in tow. You know how it is. The Guru was walking with the head down, so they were also walking. Once in a while they look again, come back. And then, so on the road, on one side of the road they were walking, there was a tavern. You know what's a tavern? What? the local pub, there was a tavern, and the owner of the tavern was standing outside like this, hoping. He knew that the Guru is not going to come there. He would want to go to a tavern? So he's already drunk in his own taverns. Why would he go there? Huh? Jame Fana, he has drunk. So why would he go there? So he was standing like this, hoping that he would come. So the Guru, the teacher, turned and looked at him. And he said, "Oh, you're not inviting me inside?" He said, "Yes, but will you come?" He said, "Yes, I will come." So he invited. Naturally, the disciples also went. Who would miss a tavern? They all went. And then they all sat down. Already there were some people, there was some din going on. Somebody was holding forth on Sankhya on one side after 2 bottles. And so they all sat down. Then the Guru was silent, so they were also silent. Then the Guru said to the tavern owner, "Are you not going to give me anything, offering anything?" This guy said, "There's nothing here to offer. There's only wine bottles in the tavern." Not the new tavern, there was no single malt or bourbon or anything. There was only wine. So I will offer it. So he said, "I have only wine, can I offer it?" "Yes," he said. "Offer it with devotion." He said, "All right." So with great devotion he took a glass and poured the wine, kept it before him. The Guru took the glass and drank. The disciples were sitting at the back. They told the tap. Guru is doing, right? So all their glasses were full. They drank. Guru drank his glass, finished it and put it there. These people drank 3 glasses and put it there. And they went out. The Guru walked out as steadily as he had come in. The disciples went out like snakes because they couldn't. In Malayalam they say "Adichi Pambai." So we became snakes. Can't walk. You know how it is. Sometimes you have to crawl also. Then what happened? Nothing. They walked along. Then they came to another part of the street where there was a workshop actually, where they melted tin to make little, in the olden days, there were these guns in which you had to put the, what are that thing, gunpowder, before that, pellets, round pellets, we fill, and then there is a ramming rod. It's called a ram rod. That you would hit it, and my grandfather used to hunt, put gunpowder. Now, they walked, and this used to be made in a place, in that particular foundry. It's a small foundry, small scale foundry. Well, they melted the tin and poured it. It became small pellets, and then they would. So the owner was standing outside. He saw the Guru going, the disciples weaving behind him, and he said, in his case, he said, "Please, will you step in and bless my foundry?" He said, "Okay." Stepped in. The disciples also went. They all sat down. Then the Guru said, "Why are you not offering me anything? Huh? Give me something." So, what is there to offer in a shop there, in a foundry? Only melted tin and lead. So he said, "I have nothing except melted." He said, "Give me." So in a small crucible, he poured it And the Guru took it. And then he told the disciples, you can follow my son. How? So, you can't. This is not possible. So don't imitate. But try to listen to what is being said and try to put it in your practice, in your life, as much as you can. As much as you can. Let's not say that in one day I'm going to attain moksha. I must tell you this. One day I told Babaji that my Babaji, Maheshwarnath Babaji, in a very foolish, I was a very foolish disciple, not like you guys, you're wise. So I told him, Babaji, I want to do 10 days of tapasya, like Dhruva. Dhruva did. No water, no food, stand on one leg. Babaji looked at me and said, Pagal ho gaya kya? Then, he said, look, you have got the best gift that anyone could have got, me. And I am with you. And I am guiding you. Did I ask you to do this? No. Then where the hell did you get this idea from? I said, but Babaji, Dhruva did some other. He said, which yuga are you in? He said, that is Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga. You are in Kali Yuga. Nobody can do that. So give up that idea. But I insisted. I was a terrible fellow. I was not like you. You would listen and follow, but I don't know. But yeah. Right? I said, I am definitely going to. So I did it for 3 days. I got fed up and tired. I thought I was going to die. No water also, imagine. And then Babaji came and said, Bas karo, chalo. So don't overreach, don't push too hard. Follow the middle path. On Guru Purnima I am telling you, as advice to people, not even advice, as a suggestion, that you expand your mind, don't overdo. That doesn't mean that you should underdo. Oh, why you are, oh, Babaji said to me. So, what? We are not meditating nowadays. Why? Because he doesn't meditate. How do you know? Whether I meditate or not, do I need meditation? That's a different story. But how do you know that I meditate? You don't know anything about me actually. People form different ideas about this person sitting here. Really, even if my wife doesn't know, how would others know? I hope she is not here. So, therefore, so 2 points. One is this is a day when we should put our attempts into opening your mind and make it unlimited as much as you can. Follow a moderate procedures. Don't push too hard. If you push too hard, in 3 days you will fail and fall deeper than you were before. So, go at it moderately, slowly, carefully. You know the path to the truth? The Upanishad describes it as Shurasya Dhara, the edge of a razor. Some of you must, it's too old, I don't think any modern. There's a beautiful novel by Somerset Maugham. It's called The Razor's Edge. Actually, he wrote that after visiting Ramana Maharshi. And it is a story of a cab driver actually, who does his work, drives the cabs, but his mind is on fulfillment of spiritual desires, of the spiritual aspirations. Now that is dangerous because we live in this world, it's actually like walking on the razor's edge, because you can go this way, you can go that way, you can get your feet cut, but then if you're truly interested in spiritual, it has to happen. You need to do that. If you think everything has to be hunky-dory safe, it doesn't work. It is dangerous. So, apply your mind, apply your body, be moderate and move towards opening your mind. One. Second, Listen to what is being taught. Don't imitate the Guru. Tomorrow if you have a haircut or a hairstyle like me, don't take a picture and start worshipping it. This is Sriyam. So, don't try to imitate. Third, when you are with a spiritual teacher, don't try to conclude that you know about this person. Keep it open. You don't know. If you keep that open, then your mind will also be open. Now, as a teacher, I hope I am one, with different people, I'm at different levels. Otherwise, I cannot bring them up. If I become aloof and stand alone and somewhere where you can't even touch me or reach me, I'm not saying you should do pranams, then I cannot help people. If you need to help people, you need to be what they are, at least temporarily, or pretend to be what they are. You cannot understand them unless you are with them and see what's happening. But if you are spiritually strong and steady, you will not fall into a pit in which they have fallen. No. You will not fall into the pit which you have created for yourself. This is a teacher. So therefore, if I tell somebody, you should meditate for 6 hours, somebody else who sees that person or talks shouldn't say, I also should meditate 6 hours a day. Perhaps for each person it may be different. You may have to meditate 10 minutes a day because you cannot go beyond that, or you might have to meditate the whole day. So, while it is good to exchange ideas, discuss about what M said to me and so on, make sure that you don't put your ideas into it and say M said this. Very important to note. Very often we say things and then we support it by saying so and so said this. You have to be very careful. So keep your mind transparent, open, put your effort into freeing it from the conditionings in which you are. If you do that, then you have reached the full moon. You have become a full moon yourself. The Purnima is within you. And the respect that you give to a teacher. I lived with Maheshwarnath Babaji for years, and the respect I gave him was not by trying to suck his toes. I respected him, of course, because he was like a father, mother and friend and a guru put together. But I bowed down to him for helping me to open my mind to higher realities, not for anything else. I never asked Babaji to give me this or to give me that or something in the material world. I always said, take me there. But be careful. Unless you are prepared to ask that, don't ask. Because when you get it, you may not be able to take it. Some people have heard or read about Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, some great persons. And so they also go and stand before Kali or somebody and they say, take away everything, I want only you. When she starts pulling the rug, then you say, give everything back, please, I can't. So be truthful. Be truthful. Say exactly what you say last. Unfortunately, we can see your mind, unfortunately. And it's terrible to live your life seeing all these minds. So don't pretend. Be truthful. If you think I'm an idiot, say that. Don't think this guy is an idiot and say, oh, he is the greatest guru you are. We know. So having said this, all of you have the capacity to reach there. There is nobody who cannot reach that time. Some may reach tomorrow, some may reach today, some may reach after some time. The statement of hope that I can give you is that every human being is entitled to Kaivalya. Every human being. Today, tomorrow, day after. So, if you don't reach it today, don't give up. You will reach sometime. Keep it in mind. Let that be your main thought. I know we have good friends who do all kinds of business, but I think somehow their minds are earning for that. They may do funny things or go do business in Dubai. It doesn't matter. They're working, but their minds are seriously towards the spiritual fulfillment. And this much is there. I have done my job. So, this is my message for you. Can you sum up what I said? Anybody? No. 1. Your mind, which is conditioned, has to be unconditioned. It should become Purna, like the Purnima. 2. The teacher is there to guide you into that, but you have to put in your effort. You can't say, oh, he will do everything, I will do what. Second, don't imitate. Know where you are and move accordingly. Don't overreach, be moderate. But don't forget that this is what you want. Whatever you do, keep in mind what I want is that, not this. If that happens, believe me, the Lord or the Supreme Reality has its own way of looking after you. Believe me. You would think, oh, if I don't do this, what will happen? Nothing will happen. And if possible, this is the last statement, try not to run around and look for nadis and astrologers the moment you sneeze or have loose motion. Makes no sense. Look, in the core of your consciousness is a spark of the divine. Right? I don't know. I hope you know. And this is what we're trying to reach. If you are going towards that, it is that spark of the divine that also creates situations for you and makes your life and your, right? So if you have it there, why will you wander around in other places? Why? One more. When you pray, we all at certain points are helpless, so we pray to the higher powers, to the Supreme Being. When you pray, don't say I want this and I want that. And if it's a Supreme Being, the Supreme Being knows everything, what you need and what you want. So the best prayer, believe me, say you know everything, do what is required. But when what is required is done, sometimes you run because it's terrible. But that is what you need. It may not be what you want. Distinguish between what you want and what you need. The best prayer is, you know everything. Do what is good for me. I lead a good life and finally reach moksha. This should be the best prayer. If you don't want moksha, don't tell a lie. Say, let me lead a good life. You can't lie to the Supreme Being, right? Stick to the truth. Also, as far as possible, do not cause injury to other living beings. Do you know that the Jains do not have a creator God? They don't have a belief in a creator God. That way they're atheists in a way. They believe that the soul is immortal and it has to be freed from bondage. They worship the Tirthankaras because they are their gurus, because they taught them how to free themselves. So when they don't believe anybody is going to intervene to take you forward. You have to do your own job. And what is their main thing? Ahimso parama dharmaha. Ahimsa is the greatest dharma. When I say ahimsa, it simply means not that when somebody breaks into your house and tries to molest you, you stand, I am an ahimsa. Not that. You are free. You have to defend yourself. That's a different story. What I am trying to say, deep down in your heart, do not have the wish to injure others. That much is there, then you are moving forward. This is why you train that first and then get into yogic understanding and meditation, because through meditation you develop immense powers and energies, and therefore if you still have hatred in your heart, you cause injury to thousands of people. So free yourself from that as much as you can. And it is not a moral code, it's a practical thing. Something to practice. Forget about the moral side of it. Practice it. Act as much as you can. Don't cause injury to other. When I say other living beings, please include human beings also in it. Because I know people who feed sugar to ants every day and don't mind bumping off business competitors. That's not ahimsa. So, these are some of the things, these are some of my favorite things which I wanted to share with you with the sound of music. Now, I said sound of music. Can you hear this music going of the wind, of the air? Huh? In a quiet night when you go out, do you hear the chirping of the crickets? You do. These are all the music of the eternal supreme orchestra. Tune in to them. Listen to it. When somebody told me, I came out to meditate under the peepal tree in the night, but I could not meditate. I said, why? He said, because there were insects chirping around. What is the solution? Listen to the chirping. Don't say, cut off. Very soon you will find that the chirping has disappeared and you are meditating. So these are the things you should seriously think about and do the best that you can. Even if you cannot do the best that you can, I am still there. You can come and I was also in your stage at some point. It's not I didn't fall from heaven. Please, I was like you. Maybe not this birth, maybe in some birth, but I know all these emotions. A human being passes through many births. In different births, you go through different problems. So it's not as if I don't know what you're going through. In the Gita, Krishna says a beautiful statement to Arjuna. He says, Arjuna, you and I have both passed through innumerable lives. The only difference is I know and you don't know. So, keep this in mind. Is there some inauguration of a website or something going on for New Zealand?
When you're done with it.
Evening or late? Now?
Now, sir.
Okay, 1 minute. Let me... First Madanapalle, then New Zealand. So, I was going to say something nice and interesting and very useful when New Zealand came into it. What was that? Anybody guess? That was. Krishna is not talking to Arjuna. Okay. No, that was not what I wanted to say. Innumerable. Hmm. Not like us, like. Yeah, so. Ah, thank you. Okay, but I was actually going to say something or something so different. I was going to tell about something which the Pope said. Well, during the walk, I had to cut my walk and go because the Pope said an audience is possible. So I thought, let the great leaders of the world know that we are doing the walk. So I cut the walk for 4 days, 5 days, and went and met him and came. No, but that was not the thing. The important thing was, I thought that these are all ceremonial heads, but sometimes there are genuine people. I thought that he was a genuine person. I went there and he was speaking. It was in Italian and they were translating it into English. Something which this man said struck me. Uh, Among the things, and he said, I was talking about past births and you and me, so I'm saying, he said, every saint has a past. Every saint has a past. I'm not a saint, but I also have a past. And then he said, therefore, every sinner has a future. Very good words, wherever they come from. Appreciate the words, don't look at where they come from. The Mandukya Upanishad might have come from a Mandukya frog. It doesn't matter who it comes from, the words are most important. So keep this in mind that every saint, let's change it to yogi, has a past, and therefore every non-yogi has a future. Keep this in mind, it will give you hope. I may be like this, tomorrow I may change. So this is what I wanted to tell you. Evening we'll have another satsang which will be little different. In the evening satsang I wanted to tell you about sound and the mantras and how it has an effect on your psyche. Today I want to open with a general topic because you shouldn't think that you are less than me or that I am more than you. As long as you don't think you're more than me, I am happy. So this is why I was talking in these terms, understandable, simple terms. So we'll call it a day. You can bring your whatever laptop. Ram has, not Ayodhya Ram, Ram has started a center in New Zealand, Satsang Center. And today officially we are going to open the session, right? Whatever we do. You can open one in Bern also. What are we supposed to do? Are you here for a while or are you going back? Hmm? You're going to Bodh Gaya? Really? Who's doing that? I didn't know, I was not aware. Technical problem. The Sushumna Nadi is not clear. The library can be called Swadhyaya Kshetra. Swadhyaya Kshetra, field. No questions? No. We have enough questions. It's opened on her phone, I believe. என்ன இது? Okay, here we go. What do I do?
You can scroll down.
Scroll down. So here is the Satsang Foundation in New Zealand. Which place? Wellington. It's a nice little place, no? This is Blossom. Okay, done. I'm happy to see that everybody looks happy. Huh? Oh, I can't. Sorry. We have a solution for this. Next time, no, let's have a revolving platform. I'm not kidding. Seriously. So I can sit and lots of people who want to sit. And then I can turn this way. Oh, you finally managed your visa? Thank God. Okay, so.
Sir, Devanshu is going to be sharing some information about some of the Satsang Foundation initiatives now.
Should I be sitting here? No.
So that is your choice.
No.
But he's going to talk to all of them. We'll wait till you leave.
Sri M is one satsang, isn't it? ನಮ್ಮ வேற துணி வேற പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ. So you can listen to what is being said. Satsang Foundation is only part of our organ. This being has some organs. One is Satsang Foundation. So please listen. I just want you all to chant Om a few times, 3 times together before we go. I hope you all get good lunch. Can we start? Shanti, Hari Om. Thank you. See you in the evening.
Please remain seated. Devanshu will be joining us now to share some information about some of Satsang Foundation's initiatives. And please wait till he is done and the films are over, at which point please remember to collect all your belongings when you go to lunch. You may return at 3 o'clock to reclaim or claim fresh spaces. Please also remember that after he's done, to contact Jaya Singh, who will be standing behind the people tree, to take down the number or the people who plan to stay for lunch tomorrow. Please remain seated.
I'll just give it a couple of minutes while people settle down in the back. So different aspects of service appeal to each of us, and that's according to our own preferences, our own personalities. There are many initiatives that are being run under the Satsang Foundation. A lot of work is happening across the country, across the world, very quietly, sometimes very silently. We're not even aware of all the work that is happening. So we just thought that this would be a good opportunity to share some information about the initiatives that are being run under the Satsang Foundation. More details are available at the kiosks near the dining area, and also will be shared through audiovisual capsules that will be shared with you on the screen here. All the initiatives that I'll be mentioning have been initiated by Sir and are being run under his guidance. As you all know, in education, the Satsang Foundation provides free education to students through the Satsang Vidyalaya at Madanapalle in Andhra Pradesh, more than 200 students from class 1 to 10. And
I'm sorry to interrupt, Devanshu, but it would really be kindness on your part to sit down and listen while he's speaking. A lot of people are working very hard on these initiatives, and we need help on some of them. And if you would all give us 5 minutes of your time, we would greatly appreciate it. So please sit down and listen.
Thank you, Gauri. So the Satsang Vidyalaya at Madanapalle provides education, free education to 200 students, more than 200 students rather. And the second school which was created was Chanda Satsang Vidyalaya at Lathira, which is in Uttar Pradesh, near the banks of the Ganga, near Garmukteshwar, where more than 100 students are taught from villages nearby. Healthcare started with the Satsang Swasthya Kendra at Madanapalle, which provides free medical care to around 12,000 patients a year. That's a substantial number. But that vision itself has grown, it's expanded to the Swasthya Hospital. As you enter the campus, you would have seen a new building coming up. The Swasthya Hospital is actually being built with state-of-the-art facilities, led by a very highly qualified multi-speciality medical team, with a very strong advisory board as well. The hospital will have more than 50 beds, 6 OPDs, and a well-equipped trauma center. More information, again, is available. There's a kiosk. As you approach the lunch area, you will find kiosks created there, and you can find out more about the hospital and how you can support it. The Satsang Seva mission is a unique initiative, I would say, which has its roots during COVID. It was launched to meet emergency needs of people who were unable to support themselves at that point of time, who were impacted by the COVID pandemic, and also frontline workers across 15 states and union territories. But even after lockdown ceased, this initiative continued with support to victims of the Amphan cyclone in West Bengal and floods in Chiplun and Maharashtra. The initiative continues in different forms. There is support and help being provided to orphanages, to elderly care homes, to people, children with special needs. So there is a lot of support which is being provided, and a lot of support which this initiative needs as well, which, if you feel so moved, please do step up to that. The locations that the Satsang Seva mission has touched are across Andhra Pradesh, Chandigarh, Delhi, Gujarat, Haryana, Jammu Kashmir, Karnataka, Kerala, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. Maitri and Jal Seva, I think you were told about the seed balls which have been given to all of you here. Trees and water are an intrinsic part of our health. When we talk about health overall, the environment is part of it. The green satsang campuses with water saving and water recharging initiatives are a testimony to Sir's commitment to creating a healthier environment. So these have now got formalized over the last few years into Maitri and Satsang Jal Seva mission, Satsang Jal Seva Sangatan, as the proper name is, which jointly promote tree plantation, and not just plantation, but survival of the trees, as well as rainwater recharging, water saving measures, and local water body restoration, which is carried out, which has been already carried out, and further projects are underway. Manav Seva, again, is a fairly unique initiative which is part of the celebrations to mark India's 75th year of independence and Sri Aurobindo's 150th birth anniversary. It's an outreach program to provide yoga training to inmates at prisons around the country. More than 740 inmates have already been trained with over 3,300 hours of yoga training in 19 prisons. Many more prisons are going to be covered in the coming weeks. The training is being provided by teachers who have completed their training at the Bharatiya Yoga Vidya Kendra, BYVK. And the teachers are also creating trainers within the prisons so that the impact of the program can be multiplied. If you're interested in being part of this initiative, please connect with the volunteers at the kiosk. Satsang Skill Development Center, you might have noticed a building when you approach